Hello, guys. Welcome back. Fair warning. I did mention it last week. This is looking like it's the end of our premium collection series. Um, I couldn't find more stuff in time, and I certainly wouldn't want to keep you guys waiting week after week. Like, let's say, like a 2 or 3 week gap in between episodes. So I think from here on in, any other premium collection boxes I may find. Um, unless I can find one within the next week. It'll be in other Wednesday episodes, so we'll probably just go back to one episode a week. However, if it's to end here, and I will say if it's to end here, what better way to end it than with my favorite Scarlet and Violet sets, which is 151. And I don't even think this will fit on the screen. Let me move Pikachu out the way right here. And this is the best I think I'm gonna get it on the screen. The awesome Blooming Waters premium collection, by the way, obviously. This box's release caused so much controversy and like ugliness, in my opinion, when it came out. This, like, for example, this released in Costco. And as far as I'm concerned, maybe I'm wrong, but at least here in New York, it did not get to any shelves in any New York Costco's, at least not in my local area, with good reason. And I defend this decision by Costco, because when this released in Canada, boy, was it an ugly affair. I mean, most of you by now have seen the videos. It was really bad, really disgusting in terms of how people treated each other just to get these boxes. I don't know what else I can say to that in terms of how bad it was. I certainly wasn't going to put myself through any of that nonsense. The only reason I even was able to acquire this was through a trade. That's it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten it. And I did get another couple from the distro, but those, at least one of the two, I will sell. And the other one might stay in the collection. But anyhow, that's that. When it came out in the US, from what I saw online, Costco learned from what happened in Canada and decided to not only do limits here, which I'm so for. On top of that, they even made it so that I even saw a video where they met the people at the gate with the pallet of these boxes, and therefore they were going to give you whatever many you were allowed to buy. Like, you are not touching that pallet, they are. And I love that you got to do what you got to do at the end of the day. And I'm all for that, because it should never have gotten to that point where it got to in some of those videos. That's my 2 cents. I'm already almost 4 minutes in, so I don't want to get any more negative about it. So we're going to jump right in. So forgive me ahead of time, because I'm going to have to pretty much open this off the camera, because this thing is just huge. This is a massive box. This is as big as the Legendary Warriors box. This is even as large, dare I say, as the Heavy Hitters Premium Collection box. This is a huge box. I'm much better off opening it off screen, because here, I'll just do this. There we go. I'll do this just so you know it's still from the same box. But I mean, come on, because I'm easily gonna knock stuff over. I know it. If I don't knock over these ETBs back here, I'm gonna knock down props, and if all else, I'm gonna knock down this phone again. So, oh man, I don't know how to do this properly. You know what? Here, let me take it off again, and I'll just have to unload it this way. I have no choice, guys. I'm sorry. My space is way too tight for this. So I'll unload the packs as so. By the way, kind of a sad announcement on my part. Bear with me a second. I gotta pop everything out of place. So my announcement is that this may very well be, but again, I'm going to say maybe, hoping that it's not, but it might be the last 151 products I open on the channel, for a couple of reasons. So just bear with me 1 second and I will explain what I mean. I'm going to put the plastic back in the box and toss the whole thing out. Okay. First, let's go over our featured cards because they are not promos. Although, speaking of which, here's your code card. Enjoy. So, our featured cards are two of our starters from Gen 1, Bulbasaur and Squirtle. And I don't think I need to put them in the binder because I already have the reverse holo versions of them, but we shall see. And they're not Cosmo Holos, so I don't need to take that into consideration. And here you go, your Venusaur and Blastoise would also go into somebody's binder in case they didn't have them. The Jumbo is obviously unique to this box. And here go our 12 packs. So now, what do I mean by this might be our last 151 opening? Whoever's been following me for a while has seen my marathon of ETBs that I was opening, and this was before 151 skyrocketed, and I mean skyrocketed. We went from ETBs that were $50, $60 a piece to now the basic one, the regular ETB is $200, and the Pokemon Center version I think is as high as $500, if not higher. So it's getting way out of control, the prices. And in terms of me opening these, the only reason I would want to open them anymore is just because I'm trying to complete my binder. And I will definitely finally display the binder. I owe it that much to you guys in an upcoming episode. Probably within a month, I would think. Maybe not. It depends. I'm still missing a couple of cards. The one card I'm going to be chasing within these 12 packs is Giovanni's Charisma, the one with Persian, because I have the other one, but I need the Persian one. I believe that's the only bigger hit that I'm missing. I'm missing one trainer, believe it or not. But yes, the only other box that I would want to open on this channel, but it's just so expensive, would be the Pokemon Center version of 151. And the only reason why I even want the box to open is because of the promo. In order to truly complete the binder, and we're talking about a master binder, meaning you have every single promo that was meant for that set, I need the Pokemon Center stamped version of Snorlax. I have the regular one. I need the Pokemon Center one. Now, a lot of people have been telling me, well, then don't buy the box, just buy the card. And I agree, but the card itself is also very expensive. I'll put the price on the screen. So there is my dilemma. If I end up buying the card by itself, then I'll display it in the binder and I'll show it to you in the binder episode. Then this will be our most likely the last 151 box. If I decide to go crazy and buy the Pokemon Center version of the box and open that, then that will probably be the last episode regarding 151, unless they come out with another 151 product in the future that I'm not aware of. Because a lot of us, and I'm certainly not me, I was not expecting no 151 Blooming Waters box to come out well after 151 had released. It was like their way of trying to revitalize the set, dare I say. But that's that. Enough of me talking. I'm so sorry because we're like well over 9 minutes into talking, and I didn't even show you any cards yet. So here we go. By the way, the trainer that I'm looking for, believe it or not, is one of the fossils. It's either the Helix or dome fossil, but I want to say it's the dome fossil, if I'm being to be honest. But I really don't remember, and that's the problem. So, it doesn't matter. Either way, let me put it to you this way. If I get it and I don't realize that I pulled it, I will just put it on the screen and you guys will see it. And again, I'll display it eventually in the binder with everything else anyway. Alrighty, so Rhyhorn, Tangela, Poliwrath, Pidgeot, Ammonites, Weepinbell, Mankey, and Machamp. Gen 1. God, do I love Gen 1. I mean, I literally grew up with this, so why wouldn't I love it? But 151, I love this set. Do I think some cards didn't get the justice they deserved? Absolutely. I still wish they had done better with it. But that, again, I'm going to be biased because I'm a Gen 1 fan. My biggest complaint is that the birds didn't get the hollows, as that's a gorgeous holo there with the swirl. The birds did not get their own alternate art or full arts, whatever you want to call them, illustration rares. They each deserved one. Articuno finally got one in Journey Together. So yeah, it's cool. But I think that should have been in this set. And same thing with Moltres. Moltres should have gotten one. It should not have been just Zapdos. Now granted, all three birds are shown in the picture. I get that. And that's still beautiful. Still a gorgeous card. What I would have wanted, and I think I mentioned it in one of my previous videos, what I would have wanted is that card, or excuse me, each bird, you connect them together. So let's say the awesome Mewtwo. There it is! Yes! Thank God. Giovanni's Charisma, the Persian card 204 with the Pokeball in hand and the Master Ball over there under the lamp. Love it. And I have a little theory. I think this card is also connected to now the Persian in Shrouded Fable, because the Persian is sitting out looking out the window, and that looks like the similar room or similar background. Yes. Thank God I got it. All right. Ditto was our last card there. Okay, I completely lost my train of thought. What was I trying to say here? Oh, man, I completely went mental there. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to show that again. Put that over there. Let me throw these out. And you know what? We'll just move on, because obviously I'm not going to remember right now. Oh, there you go. The birds. Sorry. So, what I would have wanted, the Mewtwo from Crown Zenith, the one that's fighting Charizard. And we all know now, or at least most of us know, that the opposite side of that picture is the Charizard from... that's a gorgeous Machoke, but we have this card already. Card 177. And, hey, MUEX. All right, double hits. Awesome. Card 151. Beautiful. All right. So, we all know that the other half of that picture is the Charizard from the UPC. The Charizard UPC. So, if you combine the two artworks together, it's the same battle, which is awesome. By the way, they should do the same thing with the Charizard from Brilliant Stars, and he's fighting Venusaur. You should definitely come out with the Venusaur card, but I think it's too late for that because we're talking about a whole different generation of cards now. That's back Sword and Shield era. But my point is, you should have done the same thing with the birds. So you have the gorgeous alt art Zapdos there flying in the air with the other two birds in the background. What I think they should have done was do the same artwork, the same picture, but from the perspective of the other birds. So you have Articuno flying with the two birds there from a different angle, and the same thing with Moltres and the two other birds from its perspective. I think that would have been an amazing trio. And can you imagine getting all three graded and all three maybe framed? Because there's like all these awesome custom Pokemon frames now that people are making. And you could put your like slabs there or raw cards there, and they complete the photo. I think that's amazing. Totally worth it. And that's something to definitely hang up on your wall. But of course, to each their own. Maybe it's not for everybody, but I think that's what they should have done. All right, Firo, Mr. Mime, Gloom, Gengar. Now, of course, if I wanted to get really greedy, for those of you who are not aware yet, Black and White has been announced as the next Japanese set and the next American set after Destined Rivals. And it'll also be the first ever 2-set release at the same time in the US and in the English market. So gorgeous energy, by the way. Supposedly there's going to be a ton of rares or a ton of hits. So many illustration rares are supposedly going to be in the set. If that is true, then dare I say, we should have had the same thing for 151. You know how many illustration rares of some of these Pokemon I would have truly enjoyed. Now, granted, I'm going to be honest, even before somebody criticizes me, yes, a lot of them came out, but they came out in other sets after. As an example, there's a beautiful Gloom illustration rare that I want for my binder. That's a great card, but it came out after 151. Persian is another great example. Shrouded Fable came out after 151. There is, I believe, a Meowth card that goes with that scene, and I believe that's coming in Destined Rivals. So my point is, they exist. I just wish they all came out in one set. But again, that's me being greedy. I understand that. So that's the full disclaimer before anybody tears me apart in the comments in the future. So I got the one card I was searching for, at least the one big hit. So that's great. I was going to buy it from my coworker because he has one in his binder, but I obviously don't need to buy it now. Unless I bought a second copy for something else. Who knows? Alright. Executes, Clefairy, Machop, Seadra, Kabuto, Gloom, Electabuzz, Drowsy, and Articuno. Yeah, that Articuno is absolutely stunning from Journey Together. Gorgeous card. Got it as a Japanese PSA 10 already. But I am searching for the English one. So we shall see what happens. Okay. All right. All the hollow energies. I love that. Would I get them graded? Who knows? Maybe for nostalgic reasons, but other than that, not really. I'm going to be really honest. And Jolteon. I'm just blazing through these. All right, we are down to our 12th and last pack. And I guess it's a good thing that I blazed through it, only because all the chitter-chatter that I was doing, all my little rants in the beginning, I do apologize, but I just had to get that off my chest. And how ugly the release was for this thing, and it was just not okay, in my opinion. But anyhow, see, I think this is the one I need, I believe, but I want the reverse hollow. Anyhow, Zubats, Parasect, Cloyster, Giovanni's Charisma, Oddish, Lickitung, and Articuno again. Alright, well, that'll do it there. So to recap, we only got 3 hits in our 12 packs. So that's 1 and 4. So we got the Machoke here, the illustration rare, the regular Mew EX, and the awesome Giovanni's Charisma that I'm missing from my binder. So that's where that's going. Don't know what I'm going to do with this guy, and I'll probably just sell them as singles. I doubt I'll get them graded. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, please like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you all the time. Thank you so much, and I will catch you guys in the next one.